Welcome to another installment of the APB Recap. Without further ado, let's get to it. The topic of sexualization in games or just in media in general have been hugely debated. In fact, we talk about it a couple of times in our recaps. Lots of companies also decide to take a stand against the sexualization of women in media, including video games. One of them is Dove. I don't know why Dove did it, but it did. From the words of my ex-girlfriend, stick with making soaps, Dove. Dove takes a stand against overly sexualized women in video games. Now, if you're not familiar with Twitter, usually a lot of ads are always colored in blue, like when Epic Games and women in games are being tagged right here. Dove has the ad, but it's not colored blue. The reason is because Dove read the tweet and decided that they're not going to be part of the conversation. You can literally opt out of the thread. And it seems like that's exactly what Dove did. I'm glad that you gave up before you even start the fight, Dove. Eliminating stereotypes and to build young players' self-esteem and body confidence. There's nothing wrong with having low confidence towards your body or your self-esteem. There is, however, something wrong with using your issues to gain sympathy as an excuse to control what other people can and cannot do. Let's get into the ad, shall we? The ad starts off depicting some generic game where a female warrior takes down a giant monster by shooting her magic sword. Okay, the ad already fails in the first place because the person that they showed in question is supposed to be the sexy character, but she wears full armor that covers her top to bottom. That's not sexy at all. If you're gonna give an example of fighting against sexualization, actually show some sexiness to highlight the point, or is that counterproductive? I mean, imagine if instead of showing this modestly dressed armored woman, you have someone like, I don't know, Shadi and Kalina from Prince of Persia Warrior Within. Seriously, these designs make her look like a nun in comparison. Anyway, the monster dies, the level is complete, and the game cuts into where the environment designs are turned into transparent checkerboard backgrounds, and the monster is also alive. It's revealed that the whole thing is like Wreck-It Ralph, where the video game characters get to do their own lives. The female warrior, or the female actor that plays the warrior, is revealed to be squeezing her flesh real tight in that tight armor. Turns out she is chubby inside all along, which I'm pretty sure that cannot be done in real life, and if it can, it'd be pretty dangerous. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't exactly mind chubby women, so maybe I am speaking from personal feelings when I say that this ad is trying to sexualize her. Scenes of her throwing her clothes and undressing herself, she's just chilling and relaxing in her top, exposing some of her bare skin in her arms. This freaking camera angle, I mean, seriously, this freaking camera angle, and her moving her hips to the left. I mean, I am biased, so I welcome it, but it's still a bit strange for an ad that talks about sexualization of women to sexualize a different kind of woman. It's almost as if the ad is saying, this woman isn't sexy, this woman is. Oh, and here's the absolute kicker. She dressed herself back to her armor, but this time, she reveals her true body to the world. The thing is, her chubby armor exposes more of her skin than her thin armor. This only strengthens my statement that this ad is trying to sexualize chubby women. If you're gonna do that, then just do that. There is a market for chubby women. What's with the deception? 74% of girls feel underrepresented in video games. I'm sorry, but I don't see how going after representation of women in video games is gonna solve the underlying issues of girls having low self-esteem and low body confidence. If you're gonna after representation of girls in video games, that would mean that you're going after girls who can afford video games. What about the girls who cannot afford video games? How are you going to solve their self-esteem and body confidence issues? Low self-esteem and body confidence is not a first world problem. Lots of people have that. Representation of people in media is absolutely a first world problem. Let's make virtual beauty real. Okay, that's a really bad way to phrase that. I think what you're supposed to say is making real beauty virtual, because the purpose of the ad is to show what real beauty is like in a virtual world. Making virtual beauty real is basically you saying you want the girls who are virtual to be real. It's just like you saying you want your waifu to be real. Dove wants your waifu to be real. Female sexualization is so rampant in video games, and you see a fat female character and equate it to not using soap and being lazy and dirty. I mean, that's the stereotype of a male gamer. Male gamers are lazy and dirty because we're too busy gaming and not too busy cleaning ourselves and clean our own rooms. So it makes sense for female gamers to also be equally lazy and dirty. Sorry ladies, you're not cleaner than men just because you are a woman. Men did reply saying this is why they prefer Eastern video games, as if they are known for their sexualization of young female characters. Yeah, sorry to say this, but fictional characters are not real people and therefore do not follow the same rules as the real world. This whole hoopla is so dumb. But hey, that's just one out of the many hooplas that I talk about in my stream channel. I stream every week, guys, so if you want to see me talk about these things live and more, check out the APB show channel, link down below, go subscribe. I got a couple of hooplas in the videos in the past talking about students failing and using ChatGPT to cheat on tests and assignments. But let me get you all in on a secret from one teacher to the next, or to non-teachers. Teachers also use ChatGPT. In my school, at least, teachers are using ChatGPT in order to help them to make appropriate lesson plans for the students, which is perfectly fine by me as long as the teachers use them accordingly. ChatGPT should never contribute to more than 50% of a lot of people's work. Some teachers, however, misused it for really dumb reasons. A professor from Texas is flunking a lot of students because he used ChatGPT to see if students have plagiarized some papers. That's right, the professor misused ChatGPT to check plagiarism when in reality that's not its primary purpose. This has led to a lot of students getting their diplomas pretty much denied because the professor doesn't know how to use ChatGPT. Lots of students will be receiving an X because he had used ChatGPT, his spelling, not mine, to test whether they used the software. In case you have never used ChatGPT before, ChatGPT is not intended to be used to check plagiarism or to check if a work has been made by them. Heck, ChatGPT can even claim to have written the Declaration of Independence. It's not exactly a reliable source of information to check the origin of someone's writing. There are loads of resources out there that you can use as a professor to check plagiarism, and ChatGPT is not one of them. That being said, you as students are also not helping the situation even further when the professors actually caught you using ChatGPT to finish your assignments. Yes, despite the professor screwing up, the students also screwed up by using ChatGPT in their assignments, or at least some of them. Not sure if they fully use ChatGPT or just have ChatGPT to assist them, and I think the punishment should be more severe if they are using it fully. But the professor's misuse of a technology should not be tolerated, and I think both teachers and students need to be educated further in this regard about how AI is simply a tool and not some instant solution for everything. A while ago, I've already made my rant about how phones these days are getting dumber and dumber thanks to the removal of all sorts of features like headphone jacks and SD cards. It's a shame that this also applies to mid-range phones like the latest Samsung A54, which is an amazing phone for the price. And it does have an SD card slot, but again, no headphone jack. So why did I get the Samsung S23 Ultra? Because it turns out I do need a lot of the flagship features that are beyond the headphone jack and the SD card. I was going on for a trip with the students, and documenting the whole thing with a phone that has ridiculously good cameras is much less of a hassle. Seriously, the 10 times zoom here is freaking nuts. I also really need the performance as I am a really fast user and I love multitasking and switching from one app to another. I also just so happen to love big phones. If I want music or movies to hear for myself, I can just get the Bluetooth earbuds. And if the batteries of this run out, I can just use the other one. I also bought the 512 gig version, and I'm glad I did. I have a lot more storage, and phone internal storage is definitely much faster than an SD card. I can store all sorts of movies and TV shows here and watch them completely offline without relying on any sorts of internet connections. Point is, I have adapted to the new flagship ecosystem, and even I still think that the removal of the headphone jack sucks. This person disagrees though. People nostalgic for headphone jacks in 2023, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me is that I want people to be able to have more features when they spend lots of money in one phone, not losing features. Are you so tech illiterate you miss VGA ports and printing your emails too? That's insulting in several different directions. First off, this standard headphone jack is still used even to this day. Why? Because it works. And it's universal, plain and simple. This is my headphone, the Beyerdynamic DT990. The end of this headphone leads into this big 6.5mm plug, but you can actually unscrew the plug to reveal a smaller 3.5mm jack. For the record, this is not the actual cable of the DT990. This is just another cable that I have, another aux cable that I use for sample to demonstrate my point. I still use the headphone and I plugged it into the audio interface as I'm recording this video. So to suggest that you are tech illiterate for still using this, or this for that matter, is incredibly ignorant to the application of this technology and the benefits that it provides. Another technology that's still used even to this day, VGA ports. Yes, VGA ports are still used even to this day. If you go to any schools that have a cheap projector that doesn't support HDMI, you will see VGA projectors being used. And yes, we still actually print our emails as well. Not all the time, but there are some emails that we actually need to print. Funnily enough, a lot of the tech illiteracy comes from people's ability in not being able to print emails. Yes, I'm aware that technology has made things a lot easier, but tech illiteracy doesn't come from people being able to use things from current year. They come from people not being able to use things from the past. I'm surprised they don't make an audio adapter that's physical and plug into the USB Lightning port. They do though. They absolutely do. It's called dongles. The fact that you don't know that dongles exist means that you don't get to judge if people are tech illiterate or not. So let me demonstrate to you how versatile the Type-C connector in a lot of Android phones can be. So what happens here is that I have the Behringer UMC22 audio interface connected into my Samsung S23 Ultra. Now, I'm still using the camcorder microphone here. But what I can do is that I can press record, and I am now recording through the audio interface. It's all connected to the phone right there. So now I am recording with the audio interface. I have the Behringer XM8500 here, and I am recording this audio for this video through the UMC22 audio interface connected into my Samsung S23 Ultra. And what's so amazing about this is that you can technically have a semi-portable recording setup. I mean, granted, this whole setup seems like a mess, but these are the cables that I have, and I could probably just get shorter cables. I can definitely get shorter cables, but the reason why I say that it's a semi-portable setup is you can carry your phone anywhere, and you can get shorter cables, and not only that, but you can just put all of this setup inside a convenient bag. I mean, I still have my microphone here connected to the audio interface, and I connected the audio interface to my phone, and since I can carry my phone everywhere, I can just pretty much wander around my house and still talk to this in a very studio quality and all of that stuff. So yeah, this is a possible thing that can happen, that you can utilize, and I'm probably going to be utilizing this in future videos. I don't know, we'll see. Welcome to another installment of Alpha Males giving their fake tips to everyone. This one in particular is quite the fighting words. Men that wear glasses are dorks. Yes, that's right. Men that wear glasses, you're all dorks. You are so gonna turn women off. Women with glasses, on the other hand, super hot. I'd rather not see than wear them. That's right, this person would rather go blind than wear glasses. I'll make sure to get you an appointment with an eye specialist so that we can blind you in case you got nearsightedness or farsightedness. Glasses equals nerd that reads too many books and was bullied as a kid. Well, sorry to say this to you, but I don't see any of these as a bad thing. If you really don't want to be a dork with glasses, you must subscribe. Or just don't wear glasses. Wear contact lenses. Get LASIK surgery. There are many solutions to this problem that are more substantial than subscribing to your stupid Telegram channel. Instead of wearing glasses to make you look like a DNG, dork, nerd, geek, you should wear expensive watches and look like a G. Like, a geek? I mean, it's by your logic.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You never specified what G is, aside from the previous abbreviation, which is geek. I guess you're trying to say gangsta, but you already said G is geek, so geek it is. If you want to be muscular and strong, you should not wear glasses. That's not how it works. You wearing glasses don't take away the fact that you are muscular and strong.
And that's just the beginning.
Studies showed that glasses decrease your testosterone levels by 18.9%. I am definitely gonna need sources on that.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
I'll explain more about this in... How about you just cite your sources here instead of talking out of your own ass? Hoes do not want to associate themselves with men who need glasses. Okay, we don't want to be associated with hoes. That's a win-win on my book.
Let's kill the hole!
They associate with me because I am sexy and I do not wear silly glasses. Good for you, but I'm pretty sure most people are in it for the long run rather than for temporary casual sex and social validations. The reason why attractive women don't want to give you pussy, you're probably wearing glasses. Actually, no, it's most likely because you're not paying them enough. Seriously, please stop confusing women with sex workers. Fun fact, in my country, I am more famous than Mayweather, McGregor, and 50 Cent. Okay, neither Mayweather nor McGregor are really that relevant in current year, and 50 Cent has been relevant since... I don't even know what his latest song was. Guys who wear glasses are not important in their countries. Dude, I don't know about you, but I think you have issues towards dudes with glasses. I think they may have bullied you in the past. That's why you say all of this. Either that or you were bullied in the past because of this. I don't know. Seems like a projection all around. Oh man, do you guys remember that awful extra credits video that talks about evil races? I still got a clip right here.
There you are, playing the PvP in your World War II shooter, and all of a sudden, you're a Nazi.
The legacy of that video really tarnished extra credits' reputation, and the stupidity still lives on. It's not that this fictional race actually reminds me of in real life minority group. No, that's exactly what they are arguing, but go on. It's that the idea of evil races comes from the in real life conception of evil races. I'm sorry, but those two sentences are exactly the same thing, because the in real life conception of evil races usually points to in real life minorities that were portrayed as the evil races. So you're not exactly saying anything different here, you just think you are. It's just a game. It's saying it's fine that the fictional laws of the universe aligns with Nazi race science. Yes. Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes.
Fiction is different to reality and therefore doesn't always have to follow the same rules. Evil races can exist in fiction, in the same way bigots can exist in fiction. Exploring these evil concepts in a fictional context is perfectly healthy and reasonable. To suggest otherwise is an insult towards people's creative freedom. I also love that you contradicted yourself in the same tweet, because the Nazis prosecute the Jews, in real life minorities, which means the first argument is exactly what you are arguing, and for that matter, the second one. Their ideas have suffused so much of our society for over half a millennia since the invention of racism around the Crusades. Whoa, 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 hold on a second. Racism is invented in the Crusades?
How dare he?
You're of the impression that it's the people saying, hey, this is weird, are the ones trying to impose some weird invented worldview of fiction. First off, yes you are.
Because you are.
And second, I love how you boiled down your complex argument to, hey, this is weird. And I thought you're arguing that the things in fiction are immoral or something. When the idea of evil races itself is a weird imposition on the culture that's also a boring cliche and can sometimes have harmful real-life implications. Okay, you can't just say that something is offensive and harmful and boring and cliched at the same time. Something being a boring cliche cannot be offensive and harmful because people will be bored and tired, not offended and harmed. Oh, wait a second, you said that it's a weird imposition of culture first. Can you please describe to me something that's both weird and boring? Weird means something that deviates from the norm, and they're usually exciting, not boring and cliched. I'm just saying here, I think you're talking out of your ass. Your evil race in your dog water Tolkien pastiche fantasy setting doesn't inherently make you a Nazi, but you're drinking from the same well as every racist Nazi since the dawn of racism itself. Yes, this person is saying you're a Nazi because you drink.
The Germans had you in World War II. We could have stopped that thing before it started.
No, seriously, that's the only way I can boil this argument down to. This is a horrible metaphor to make. Drinking from the same well in this metaphor means characterizing certain races as evil. And what this person is saying is that if you characterize certain races as evil, that makes you a Nazi or close to a Nazi. But there's a big difference here. Nazi characterizes real people as evil. We characterizes fictional characters as evil. We are not the same. You might as well say Nazis drink water, you drink water, therefore you're a Nazi. That's how strong your argument is. When you start creating systems to explain how they're biologically evil, you've got to admit you're being kind of fucking weird. Hold on a second. Being weird is one thing. Being racist is another thing. We don't really give a crap if you call us weird. But racism is another thing entirely. That stuff can get your life ruined. It's best if you make up your mind on what is the best insult you're gonna give to people that you don't like, because this certainly isn't the best. Either it's weird or it's racist. You can't be both. I have no idea what's going on with our resident cringe alpha male Andrew Tate, because his Twitter is riddled with nothing but the most bizarre, random stuff. One of the things that just baffled the minds of everyone is when Billie Eilish and Jesse Rutherford break up. Wait, who the hell are these two and why should I care? Well, I know who Billie Eilish is, and I don't know her ex, and I don't really care about her life, but Andrew Tate certainly did.
Ma'am, I'm crying right now. I'm really crying right now.
I have no idea why he cares. This isn't really something to be worth caring about, but he did care, so there is that. But hey, it gets worse. So a while back in 2017, Andrew says that if you like anime and cartoons, you are a loser. Anime, Dragon Ball Z, etc., no excuse. Plus, any woman loses respect for you. Grow up! Ah, yes, because women will definitely respect you for running cam girl businesses and withholding their passports from them. It's not like there are women who just so happen to like anime out there. Not at all. We all know about Andrew Tate's amazing hidden replies, and his hidden replies are still pretty funny, but his original posts are nothing but him standing with anime girls. No, really, it's just him standing next to anime girls.
Oh, so like a ritual.
Ma'am, what are you doing?
When the hell did he convert to becoming a weeb? And can we kick them off the freaking fandom? I mean, it isn't necessarily a bad thing. I love myself some anime girls as well. It's just that things have really changed with Andrew since the... Makes you wonder what the hell happened in prison, or what happened with him and the Romanian police. Can they really convert some alpha male into some weeb? But that would imply that Andrew was an alpha male to begin with. Anon chan boards can be rather fun to answer, and this is definitely one of them. Just step out of your comfort zone. Just talk to her. You need to have a personality. Literally, just talk to her. Just go up and ask her how she's doing. Just talk to her, Anna, and just try to have some small talk and be funny. Maybe she likes you too. Yes to every answer. What seems to be the issue here, Anon? Why are normie dating advices always so lazy? I think the right word to use here is broad, not lazy. Lazy suggests a lack of willingness. Broad suggests a lack of details. We lack details, clearly. So, I could get to the details if you want. Just stop being salty. Why are they never giving real advice? They just say some obvious shit. You mean detailed advice. You can just ask for details, man. It's not that hard. Like, thank you, bro. I know I need to talk to her. I just don't know what to talk about. The noob! Well, you don't need to look any further, Anon. You could have just simply asked how she's doing. I mean, you literally had that in one of your quotes. Ask her how she's doing. If you really want to know what to talk about to the person in question, you need to understand them first. Figure out the things that they love to talk about or things that make them talk. This is at the point where you have to ask questions about themselves. Show that you are interested in them. It's called getting to know them. So get to know them. Ask them about their hobbies or their work. Ask them about their day. Ask them what they're doing in the place you met them. There are so many ways you can start a conversation and continue a conversation. I know this because I am also like you. But then I realized deep down that I am actually smart enough to figure out what conversations to start with people. I just simply don't want to talk to them. You better figure out if you genuinely don't know what to talk about or you're just too afraid or unwilling to talk. I need a step-by-step program so I know exactly what to say. You don't. Girls are people too, you know? Just talk to them like how you'd normally talk to boys, except restrain yourself from certain topics. And by certain, I mean 90% of them. I can't talk normally to people because I am literally lost for words and get nervous every time I get asked for a question or the person is waiting for an answer. Oh my god, this reminds me of that scene in SpongeBob where he becomes an amazing restaurant waiter, but then Squilliam simply asked him for his name and then he went to a complete meltdown. I mean, is that what you really are, bro? It kind of seems like it's you. Maybe you need that glass to consult GPT on what to say next. No, seriously, that's a thing. And that's all for the recap today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you want to see more, check out the stream channel link down below. Go subscribe. And most importantly, thank you so much to these absolutely wonderful people. If you want to see your names among these guys, then check out the stream down below. Just $1 and you have contributed so much to this channel. Seriously, thank you so much. And I'll see you all next time.